families down the road in Orlando were still weighing very heavy upon my heart. There are families, our friends, our neighbors, but unfortunately they're not unlike many other families across this great country that have suffered a terrible tragedy at the hands of a mass shooting, a high-capacity military-style weapon. So we came to the floor to press for action, action that is worthy of their lives. But the Republicans took the microphones away. They turned the cameras off, and then they quit in the middle of the night. That certainly isn't worthy of the victims of this tragedy in Orlando or any other in this great country. Quitting is not a plan of action, and we're not going to stand for it. We're going to work for folks like Christopher Sanfelice, who died in the Pulse nightclub that night, age 24. His parents moved from Cuba in the 1960s and raised Chris and his brother to achieve the American dream, Gaither High School. Christopher worked as a bank, and they said he was the most positive person you would ever meet. America, follow our lead. We're just getting started here. Just like John Lewis led a movement across the bridge, we've started here. We've started something here on the floor of the House that cannot be stopped, but we need your help. We can do anything in this great country if we come together. We can make progress. We can do good trouble and necessary trouble, but we can only do it if you're with us. Thank you, my colleagues, for lighting this fire, and now it will never be extinguished.
Thank you. And again, I feel like everyone who says they've never had a prouder moment or a prouder 25 hours than to be here with the Democrats who are standing for something, who are sitting for something. You know, I had a story, as everyone's telling their stories, that happened to me recently. It involves Autumn Johnson. Autumn was 1 year old, and she was struck by a single bullet to her head. She was lying in her crib, sleeping in the converted garage where she lived. Her family's home was in Compton. Two sheriff deputies on the scene didn't think they could wait for the paramedics. So they rushed little Autumn in her father's arms to the hospital in their squad car. She was declared dead at the hospital. It's one of the saddest funerals I ever attended. My heart broke into a million pieces when I walked into the church in Compton and saw Autumn in her little lavender casket. And before she was buried, her young father put her pink teddy bear beside her. It was interesting at the funeral because several elected officials came, those who represented Compton. I was there as a member of Congress. We had the state senator, we had the state assembly member, we had members of the Compton City Council and the school board, and the parents didn't really want the elected officials there. They really didn't want us to get up and say anything. You know why? Because they were mad at us. Because they said, except have moments of silence. And they blamed us, and rightly so. They blamed us for little Autumn's death. And I have always wanted to do something to end gun violence as long as I can remember. But this funeral really made it so much more urgent to me. And I'm so proud of us for what we have done the last 25 hours, and I'm so ashamed of our colleagues who will not even let us vote on two very common sense pieces of legislation that just might prevent the next massacre in this country. You know, our Americans can't wait any longer. We must act, because Autumn's life mattered. The lives of the children at Sandy Hook mattered. The lives of the 49 people killed in Orlando mattered. The lives of 32 people killed in Virginia Tech mattered. And the lives of the 9 parishioners killed in Charleston mattered. And I'm finishing, and the lives of the 89 Americans shot and killed since we started this sit-in mattered. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Marcy Captor. I represent the 9th District of Ohio. Hello, I'm Marcy Captor. I represent the 9th District of Ohio that extends from Cleveland through Lorain, Sandusky, Oregon, and Toledo. And I would like to say to Speaker Ryan, I wish he were here. This is not a publicity stunt. This is a reckoning. The largest mass execution in American history. I am proud to join with fellow Democrats, the word Democrat coming from the word demos, the Greek word of the people, for the people, by the people. That is why we are here. Enough is enough. That's what the Cleveland Plain Dealer said last October when 4 young children were shot in Cleveland in a month. One of them 5 months old, Abiel Wakefield. She was shot in the chest and she was in the car with her mother and her grandmother. Ohio is one of 21 states where more people die from guns than die in motor vehicle accidents. Since 1999, in Ohio, 17,476 of our citizens have died from guns. 1 every 8 hours. And I looked at the statistics from Cleveland and Toledo. What is really disemboweling is to see that the age of those who are being killed is getting younger with each decade. The numbers are going up, and those who are killed are younger and younger. We need Congress to fix this. We have many ideas, but the one idea we could pass in a wink if the Speaker would bring the bill up, in view of what happened in Orlando, if you are on the terrorist